what's going on there, cosplayers? Ryan Smith coming at you with my my third video. Yes, only 3 videos, I know. It's a sad day, but I promise more are to come. So this video is going to be a review on the recently released Suicide Squad, which I was so pleased with. And if you have not seen it, please go take a look at it, then come back and view my video. Alright? And I just want to say a shout out to all my subscribers and my likers out there on my past videos. I really appreciate it. So just to give you guys a little touch on, who directed it, who written it. It was written and directed by David Ayers, who also directed Training Day with Denzel Washington, and written and directed And the Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal. 2 great visual pieces of art. Definitely, you guys got to go rent it, go buy it. I hope you have it, because they're amazing films. So, when I first heard that David Ayers was directing this film, I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait. I was excited to see what he was going to bring to the DC Extended Universe. And from what I've seen from Suicide Squad, I was not disappointed at all. And I hope you guys weren't as well. So, I'm going to get on to the plot of the film, and during that I'm going to get into my viewings of each character and how I thought the actors did and how I thought David Ayers really brought this script to life. So we start off in the film as Amanda Waller is she's trying to pretty much she's talking to everybody, saying this is how we can stop another metahuman attack. And she's trying to form Task Force X, which, if you don't know, which is perfectly fine. That's what we do these videos for. This is what they call the Suicide Squad, first in the comic books. So, pretty much when this scene comes up in the beginning, it's stating that the Batman vs Superman, that film already happened. Superman is dead, and Bruce Wayne is still in the process of trying to get the Justice League together. Really the best thing about this film was seeing the DC Universe pretty much use different characters and go outside the box, I believe. Like most of their films, it's always been a Superman or a Batman film, which, I mean, deep down, if you're a DC fan, you absolutely love. And same thing with a Marvel fan, you absolutely love. And now it's refreshing to see them coming out with different films. Now they're coming out with DC, they're coming out with a Wonder Woman, they're coming out with Flash, they're coming out with Aquaman. I mean, we've been waiting forever. I've been waiting forever to see an actual Aquaman film come out. And to see the preview of what they're about to bring. I mean, I'm so, like I said, ecstatic. I cannot wait. And now also back, it's like now they brought our favorite villains to life, and to see the bad guys do a good deed, and not to see the hero always saving the day. It's different. It's awesome. It really doesn't get any better than that in my eyes. So that's why I really enjoyed the film. So I'm going to get on to the 2 main characters in the film, which were Deadshot, played by Will Smith, and Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie. Now, first with Harley Quinn, I am a huge fan, and I've been waiting forever for this film, for her to be brought to real life. And I know people probably been waiting longer than me, 20 years, to see this, and see it's finally here. This is awesome. And again, Margot Robbie was amazing. She brought every single aspect of this character to life. I've been reading comics for a while, and when you get invested in certain characters like this, you really nitpick, and I had no complaints about this character at all. It was just amazing. One thing I do want to touch about this was, like I said, I go back to reading comic books, and there was one scene where it was the Joker and Harley Quinn, just a brief 5 seconds, and you could see her wearing the Jester outfit. I lost it. I was so excited to see David Ayers bring that scene to life. If you don't know what it is, it's perfectly fine. You can see it in the animated series in the very beginning, and it's kind of where her character molded and really like brought that to life. To see that in that film and him bring that to that film, another just caught me. I couldn't keep my eye off of it. I hope they reference it earlier in the film as well, but I really hope they you see that in films, recent films coming up. Excuse me, films in the future coming up. So now I just want to talk about the Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship. Now, this wasn't like any other relationship that you've seen in the past. If you have read the comic books, if you watched the animated series, if not, it's still okay. Again, this is why we do this, to knowledge you guys up on certain aspects of this of these comics. So, in the animated series, you can tell he was extremely abusive, the Joker, and in past events, he's always been that way towards Harley Quinn. But in this film, Jared Leto's Joker truly loves her, and it was refreshing to see. Now, you want that kind of dark side of the Joker. That's what makes him the Joker. But to see this side, it's just, again, it's refreshing. There's so much possibilities you can do with this character now. Now, just before people freak out on me and start leaving comments about saying their relationship is acceptable, it's not. It's just a comic book. It's a film. It's a review. All right, that's all. All right, can't wait to see what people leave down there from that. But anyway, back to it. So there was a couple scenes in there where you can. There was one scene where you see the Joker kind of torturing Harley Quinn, and he was in the Arkham Asylum escaping, and he's pretty much electrocuting her. And that's the scene where he goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna hurt you. Or I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad." And it really gave you goosebumps. Like, he really did an amazing job. And pretty much, like, she was not all for it, but she was like, "You want to know what? I trust you. I trust you with my life. Do it." And that's where their oddly Joker-Harley Quinn relationship started. And that goes back to, like, the animated series. Like, that's what that Joker was. And to further my argument in their relationship, another scene shows them on a ledge over top of the chemical plant. And in this scene, this was in the previews, but I always thought that the Joker pushed her off the ledge and then jumps to her rescue, because again, that's what he does. But they pretty much he has a conversation with her asking, "What would you do to save me? Would you die for me?" And ultimately, in the past, always her response is, "Of course I would do anything for you. I would die for you." And that's where I thought he pushed her off. But no. She just straight up just opens her arms and goes backwards. And I was like, "Oh shit." And you can kind of tell in his face, too, that's what was different, too. You could tell in his face that he was just like, "Oh, wow, this is different." And that scene molded my thoughts on their relationship and shows you how this Joker actually loves her. And he jumps to her rescue. That scene kind of gave me goosebumps and had me on the edge of my seat, like how I am right now. It shows a different kind of love story between them. And this really opens up like a huge chunk to where this story can go. And again, David Ayers did a great job with this. I think there's just so much they could do with this character now. Now, I did state a couple of Jared Leto cameo scenes, and most of the time, again, it's mostly him and Harley Quinn, and you can say he's always sticking up for her. Again, different, and trying to get her back from Amanda Waller when she was taken to be part of the Suicide Squad. Now, I think I said this like 6 times, but it's again, the feeling between them gives you a new take on the Joker, and seeing him with his tattoos, his the grills in his teeth, it really just, I can't wait to see what they can bring to the table with him. So our second main character is going to be Deadshot, Mr. Lawson. If you know this character, then you know that not his biggest weakness, but one thing that he cares about the most in the entire world is not money, it's not respect, it's not about him, it's about protecting his daughter. And that's what I think separates him from the others, in my eyes. And that's what really separates him. And I love that about his character. I'm so happy they brought him to life. But at first I wasn't too thrilled when I heard Will Smith was Deadshot. But when I actually got to the movies and I seen him on screen, I was like, that's not Will Smith, man. That's effing Deadshot. Lethal, on point as hell. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better performance. Like, he was just stone cold set. His mindset was there, and it was so nice to see something like that, so different, especially from Will Smith. And I applaud him just like I applaud Margaret Robbie, because it just makes the film when you're that dedicated to a character, especially to a film that's going to help create more films and better, hopefully better reviews in the future for the DC Extended Universe. Now going back to his origin with his daughter. Now, this is just the scene, and pretty much explains how he's gotten to the point in his life. Now, the Batman also makes a few cameos in this film, which was pretty cool. It was different to see that too. And when Ben Affleck was on the screen, Batfleck was on the screen, he did a great job. I mean, he really didn't get to see, he didn't really talk that much, but just his presence being on there was really cool. So you see Lawson and his daughter walking down an alleyway, and she's fully aware of what he does for a living, which is cool and scary at the same time. I mean, I would think it was badass, but you know, it's his daughter, and you kind of don't want her to know something like that. But while they're walking, he wants to get full custody of his daughter. And just when they're having a deep conversation, face to face, eye to eye, really heart to heart, you just see Batman just jump off the roof, get into a huge fist fight. It was awesome. I mean, it was a quick little fist fight, but it was cool to see them two on the screen finally. Excuse me, and not just in the games. But of course, Lawson pulls out his weapon, about to pull the trigger, and boom, you see Deadshot's daughter just jump right in front of Batman, begs for him to put the weapon down and not to shoot. And ultimately, this is what causes Deadshot to be imprisonment and ultimately become, in my eyes, the true leader of Suicide Squad. So now, on to the supporting cast. Now, we can't forget them because they did a great job as well. Killer Croc, who had a few good lines in the final part of the film, which really made me laugh, was awesome. It's kind of like that kid at your lunch table who makes like a funny joke every now and then, and that's why you kind of keep him at the lunch table. No, I'm just messing. But really. So now we have, next character was Katana, who was a complete badass. everything you wanted from her was there. Gave you a quick backstory on her origin and the reason why she was speaking to her sword, which was because it was the soul of her husband, and her mask was just so on point from what it looks like in the comics, which was cool for him to bring that to life. So now next, on to El Diablo. Now I don't really know much about the character, but he did a great job controlling everything and every aspect about this guy. Um, I didn't think that he was going to be such a main character. Like in the very beginning, he was little, but towards the end, like he really made himself known, and it was to the point to where you didn't really picture him as a bad guy anymore, and that's what I thought was so cool about El Diablo. Like he was in the very beginning, all he was bad. He didn't want to do it no more. He didn't want to be this bad guy, and then to see him not sacrifice himself, but put himself in the way for his now so-called friends. It was cool because now you picture him as a hero, not so much as a villain, and he definitely opened my eyes up to this character and made me want to read. And I'm going to read more into this character just because of the way this man controlled this character, and that's ultimately what these films are for, so you can kind of grasp onto these multiple characters and pull you into this comic book world and open up your mind. And we're on to Captain Boomerang, which also was a funny character to have in this film. Felt good to have a few laughs in a DC film. And if you're a big DC fan, you know that most of their films are always... It doesn't really have humor in it. It's not like Marvel, how they have action and they still can make you laugh. It's like that's the opposite of what DC is, and I think that's what's cool about the difference between them. But Captain Boomerang was still was a dark film, but it was funny to have him in there, and just the way he interacted with each character was nice. It was nice to see, and it was also pretty nice that they had him in there because they also did a quick little flash cameo with him in there. So it was something to see because now we know that he is going to be, those two are going to see each other a lot more in the future. And one thing I do want to point out in that cameo, Captain Boomerang is robbing a bank. So you see the blue lightning bolt come through the building right in front of Captain Boomerang. You kind of see him like shit himself a little bit, and it was really funny to see that. Now, going on to my final character in the Suicide Squad is Rick Flag, and this is the only complaint I have about the film, and that's it. That's really all I have. Because I'm such a big fan of Rick Flag in the comic book as the leader of the group. Now, like I said, in the comic book, he is an ultimate leader. Like, he, down to the T, leads any mission, doesn't matter what it is. He accepts it, and he'll run with it. Now, in this film, I didn't feel like he was the leader. He was a leader, pretty much. I felt like Deadshot took over more scenes than he actually did. I mean, granted, that he was a main character, Will Smith, as Deadshot, but I wanted to see a little bit more of Rick Flag. He was kind of sobbing most of the film, and we'll get into that in our next character, which I mean I can understand, but he's supposed to be like a stone cold killer, and I was just upset that they used him in a different way. But then again, you know, that's me. Everyone has their own opinion on it. That's why I do my reviews. And if you guys want to let me know what you thought of the characters, please let me know. So now on to our final character, which is Enchantress. Now, I didn't know that she was going to be the villain in this, but we'll talk about her a little bit. Her character is June Moore, who, going back to Rick Flag sobbing, is who Rick Flag is in love with. But her body is overtaken by Enchantress, and Amanda Waller uses this to her advantage pretty much. This kind of power causes the Board of Defense to trust Amanda Waller and trust the only thing they really have to protect them, which is Task Force X, Suicide Squad. But once the Enchantress takes over Moore's body and destroys Mid-City, that's when Rick Flag calls upon Suicide Squad and asks for their help to save the city and ultimately the woman he loves. Now, the final showdown of this film, to me, ultimately shows the visual skill set of David Ayers and how well it was executed, and pretty much the passion he has for the DC Extended Universe. The ending was pretty epic. It was pretty much what you think. It was the Enchantress versus the Suicide Squad. But not only was it an action-packed ending, it was also a nice emotional ending as well. So for me, since reading the comic books and now seeing the film, it was still like in the very beginning they're fighting for themselves to get out, to get their reduced sentence. But now, towards the end, they all grow a relationship, and now they're not fighting for themselves. They're fighting for each other, and that's ultimately what they learn at the end of the day. They grew to be friends. They grew to be family, and they grew to escape all obstacles that tried to defeat them along the way. And I really believe that that's what this film is all about. Excuse me. Not because you're always the bad guy and they're doing good for once, that they deserve their own film and comic book. No, Really deep down, I think what this is all about is it really shows it really shows deep down they still have some humanity left. And again, it's refreshing to see. It's refreshing to see the new cinematic course that DC's going with. And just to hear that word, the bad guys in DC have some sort of humanity. And to still keep their ride and grinds, dark action films, comics, it's really giving you a touch. Excuse me. It's really giving you a touch on what we haven't seen and what we have in the future for us. That's ultimately what this film is about. It's opening up new windows for new characters, new villains, and David Ayers again did a fantastic job bringing this all to life. So now I'm going to wrap up my review. I know it was a little lengthy, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. This film is really a must-go. It was really a piece of art that you can enjoy when you leave, and you continue talking about it for days. Like me, I've been talking about it for days, for a week. I just don't understand how critics can bash a film that was well written and visually, artistically amazing. Please go see it again. I know I probably will. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed my review. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and we can have a discussion about this. Again, this is what I do. I love doing this for myself and you guys. Get you guys on board with knowing more about characters if you guys want to. Again, I would love to talk about different things like this. Get ready for my next video. It's going to be coming up soon. This will be my take on who I think the top 10 villains are in all of the universe. So don't forget to hit subscribe and like my videos. Again, this is Ryan Smith Cosplayer, signing out. Beep boop 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 beep boop. Nah, still won't work. Okay. See you guys.